Hello, welcome to this channel, Your Math Courses. In this series of videos that follow, we will discuss rates, ratios, and proportions. So if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please kindly do that so that you'll be notified when we release a new video in this playlist. And if you have already subscribed to this channel, thank you. I'm giving you a thumbs up. You have done so well. Thank you for your support. So why must we learn rates, ratios, and proportions? Well, ratios and proportions are used to draw accurate maps, as we will see in one of the examples. Let's begin with ratios and proportions. What is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two quantities by dividing the two quantities. So when we have the ratio of A to B, we can write this as A is to B, or we can write it as A over B, where B is not equal to 0. So when we have ratios that name the same comparison, they are said to be equivalent ratios. And when we have a statement that two ratios are equivalent, such as we have something like this, 1 over 8 is equal to 3 over 24, then we call this a proportion. So this is a proportion. Alright. So now, let's see how we can use ratios. The ratio of boys to girls at a college is 1:15. There are 870 girls. How many boys are there? So how do we go about this? So let's see how we can solve this. So we write a ratio comparing boys to girls. So we have boys, we have girls, so we know the ratio of boys to girls is 1 out of 15. So that is the ratio that we have written comparing boys to girls. Then next we'll write a proportion. So let x be the number of boys. So if x is the number of boys, then 1 out of 15 will be equal to x over 870. So now, since we have x being divided by 870, we are going to multiply both sides of this equation by 870. So we multiply this by 870 and multiply this by 870. But let me do that here. So 870 times 1 over x over 870 is equal to 870 times 1 over 15. So 15 goes into 870 58 times, then 870 cancels 817. Therefore, we have x to be equal to 58. Hence, there are 58 boys. Now, here is something for you to try. Try this one and let me see your answers in the comments. What is a rate? A rate is a ratio of two quantities with different units. For instance, we have 32 miles over 2 gallons. So this is an example of rates. And rates are usually written as unit rates. And when we talk about a unit rate, we are referring to a rate with a second quantity of 1 unit. So for instance, we can write this as a unit rate. That is, we make the denominator 1. That is the gallon 1 unit. So the unit rate will be, this will be 1 and this will be 16. So the unit rate is 16 mile per gallon. Or we can write it as 16 mile per gallon. Let's see how we can find unit rates. Hurricane of England scored 6 goals in a 2-hour match. Find the unit rates in goals per hour. So to find the unit rate, we must first of all write a proportion to find an equivalent ratio with a second quantity of 1. So that proportion is 6 over 2 is equal to x over 1. So how many times will 2 go into itself? So 2 goes here 1 and 2 goes into 6 3 times. Hence, the unit rate is 3 goals per hour. Here is a question for you to try. Try this one and please leave your answer in the comments. Thank you so much. See you in the next video where we will discuss dimensional analysis.